Hi guys, I'm here with Libby Emmons. America Fest is winding down on the last day. Do you want to go ahead and talk about your experience?
Of America Fest?
Yeah, America Fest.
Sure. I'm Libby Emmons. I'm the editor-in-chief with the Post Millennial. Thanks for having me on, Alex.
Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, sure. And I've been here at America Fest for a couple of days, checking out all of the great speakers and the booths. It's been pretty fascinating. There's been a lot of energy, a lot of young people. Been a very vibrant experience.
Yeah, there's definitely a chance to reach the Gen Z and the younger kids. I had fun. I saw a lot of the same people I did last year. That was the first time I came last year. Got to meet Roseanne this year. That was cool.
That is cool. I love Roseanne.
Oh yeah.
I used to watch
awesome.
her show when I was a kid all the time. I used to watch it with my family. We'd like all just, that was one of the shows we'd all watch together, would be Roseanne. It felt like felt like a little bit of an extension of our family, you know?
Yeah, you kind of get that bond with.
Yeah, that was a great show to watch.
What's your hold on, lost my train of thought. How you feel going forward though politically into 2024?
Into 2024.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty interesting. I think you definitely see the Biden administration and the Democrats pushing to get Trump locked up, pushing to get a conviction before the election.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're concerned that if they don't get a conviction before the election, they won't be able to get a conviction at all. They're probably going to be focusing, I think, on the DC case, the January 6th case, where they're alleging, conspiracy against rights, I think, and all of that kind of stuff. So that's going to be pretty fascinating to see how the Trump trial schedule overlaps and conflicts with the political schedule. I'm interested to see how that's going to play out. It seems clear at this point that the case in Florida, where the FBI seized documents from Mar-a-Lago, I don't think they're going to be able to get that sorted before the election. And of course, we have the Supreme Court deciding whether or not they're going to hear the motion that Trump should have immunity. So I think that is pretty unprecedented. We've never seen anything like that before. Meanwhile, you have Biden's approval ratings tanking. Last I saw, it was 33%. I saw something this morning where Kamala Harris approval ratings were actually higher than Biden's.
That's interesting.
Yeah, which I think is insane because everybody hates her,
Yeah.
Even when she was running.
Yeah, and I don't know historically if there's been a VP liked better than the president.
Right? Yeah, I don't think we've seen that. I mean, even just going all the way back, John Adams and George Washington, when he set the tone essentially for the vice presidency. But yeah, I'm interested to see how all this plays out. You start to wonder if they're going to run Biden at all once they really get down to brass tacks. But it's an unprecedented election season for sure.
Definitely, because you have Biden saying he will, but then people behind the scenes saying no, he's not.
Right.
And you got people like Tim Pool saying Trump can only win if Biden runs. So if he bails out, how much of a chance does Trump have? And you have upcomers like Vivek stealing the show.
Right. Yeah. Although Vivek is really he's very Trump, like he's very much in the Trump mold, which I think is good. It's good to have a supporting cast of characters out there as you're running.
Yeah, they're both good entertainers. They know how to.
They have a lot to say. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they're really able to, express that to the American people. Mm-hmm. So,
how do you feel about Ron DeSantis not showing up here?
Not showing up here? Well, he hasn't shown up in a bit. I think he hasn't been around in a little while. I think it's really a shame what happened to his whole campaign. He's such a brilliant governor. And to see his campaign just crater like this has been, I think, devastating for a lot of people. And I think there's a concern that it ruins his political career long term.
Because I've heard a few people talk about how not coming here could have been a big missed opportunity for him to reach like the younger vote. But also, do you think it's, to get kind of conspiratorial, do you think it's by design that he's failing or it's just incompetence?
I don't know. I think that there's a lot to be said for incompetence. I think there's way more incompetence than we're even really aware of in government and all around. So I don't personally think it was a conspiracy, but I tend to not think things are conspiracies. I tend to think people are typically not organized enough to undertake conspiracies such as that one. But yeah, I've heard people talk about that, that maybe like the money went behind DeSantis, boost his ego, to try and like split the GOP or something. So, I mean, it could be.
I just know that the boots don't help his cause.
Yeah, the boots.
Sorry, I'm thirsty. I get thirsty when I get nervous and I talk a lot.
Well, it's dry here in Phoenix.
Oh yeah,
the air is very dry.
I'm from Yuma, which is like 3 hours south on the border. So summers are brutal, triple digits. I think in the 120s is usually the highs.
Oh, that's brutal.
During the day.
Yeah, that's brutal.
Definitely can make your money in AC work.
Yeah.
That's one thing. You gotta get them checked out before summer comes, or you're gonna be dying.
Or you're in trouble. It's like heat in the north.
Yeah, because everyone's gonna be busy, so you can be out a couple of days depending on when it breaks, especially the weekends.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
Mm-hmm. So how do you feel about Alex Jones coming back to X or Twitter?
I think it's great. I think the more the merrier. I hate to see some of the leftists leave and think that their voices are not welcomed. A battle between ideas, I think, is what's warranted, not people just getting siphoned off and cordoned off in their own little bubbles.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, especially if Elon wants to have it be the town center, everybody needs equal voice.
Mm-hmm. Or at least everyone needs access. Mm-hmm. So I think it's important to make sure that everyone who wants to be on the platform can be on the platform, as long as you're not inciting violence. And I don't mean the newfangled leftist definition of the term violence. I mean just actual, calling for violence. So.
Do you think there'll ever be a Twitter like equal rival competitor?
Well, I guess Mark Zuckerberg's working on Threads right now. I am on Threads as well. Sort of like a time machine to 2020 Twitter. It's like fascinating. You go on Threads and it's people just saying like trans women are women, COVID is bad, all of these things. You're like, how you guys are still here? What's even going on?
Yeah.
But I don't know if it's a rival at this point. Of course, every innovation is only surpassed by the next innovation. So something that would rival Twitter would have to be not like Twitter. It would have to have something completely different and new to offer. We see that with all of the the short history of social media platforms. MySpace was surpassed, Friendster was surpassed.
So long ago.
Yeah, they're a long time ago. And so, but each social media platform ends up with a new innovation, and that's what makes it dominant. And that's what's needed in that space.
Yeah. I definitely think social media added to the decline we've seen in the last few years. That and then Bush's No Child Left Behind.
Right.
That people just being pushed along that don't really understand things, and then they mentally don't leave high school because of social media.
Right. And then you had, after No Child Left Behind, then you had Obama's Common Core. He had that big push, and then Biden is so deep in bed with the teachers unions that kids in education are just getting completely ignored, shafted. They're not being taught how to learn. They're not even being taught basic information. Instead, they're being told that their innate characteristics are the most important thing about them, and they're being taught how to be managed. It's really a shame.
It's crazy that you have some lawmakers saying that they don't need to learn how to read, write, and do math to be able to pass.
Right, that's insane.
Yeah,
it's insane.
That's why. Phoenix is very blue, but everywhere else in Arizona is pretty red. So I'm lucky to grow up where I am, because my mom was a teacher for 35 years. She just retired last year. So a lot of the woke stuff isn't there, which is nice for my kids coming up, because they're second and first grade.
You have kids in second and first grade? Oh, that's great.
Yeah. But yeah, because and then I have a sister too that does teaching. So I try to keep an ear out, make sure I meet the teachers, take a look around the classrooms.
Yeah, you have to check out what they're doing. It's important.
I'll always sit down, help them do their homework. So I know what they're doing, and they understand it. They're really smart kids. I'm proud.
Oh, good. Well, congratulations. That's really great.
I don't know how long Well, exactly 10 minutes.
Okay.
Did you want to go a few more minutes, or do you want to?
I think that's pretty good. I have to do another thing.
No
so
problem.
Thank you so much.